Hey folks, what's going on? How's everyone doing? How are you guys doing? Good? I hope so, because it has been a while since I did a Vinyl Finds video. To be honest with you, it's been 2 months since I did a vinyl dig. My last vinyl dig was in June, and here we are in August, as I'm sitting here in front of the camera. So it's been a couple of months since I went face first into the vinyl bins. But there was a reason for that. I felt overdue for a summer vacation, so I was saving all my pennies as much as I can to go to LA once again. I love LA. I'm a typical Californian. I love going to Southern California, the beaches, the palm trees, the neon lights, the big buildings, the hot-looking chicks. It's what I like, folks, I'm sorry. But they also have great vinyl stores in LA. And I visited those too, and I'll show you the finds I found in Amoeba. Here is my Amoeba bag that carries all my finds just from that one store. So let's get into it, and I will show you what I found in Amoeba Hollywood. Now, Amoeba Hollywood, as we all know, is an awesome store. It's huge in there. It looks great from the outside with all the neon lights and the decorations. And, you know, just, oh my God, when you're standing in front of it, about to walk in, it just looks like you're about to go into the Emerald City or something. It's fucking amazing. Now, here's my one complaint about Amoeba. As awesome as that place still is, and it still is the shit, don't get me wrong, there is just way too many reissues and brand new records in the record bins now. When I first started going there, they had a really great collection of used records. Still do. There's still tons of used records to be found. They're all fabulous. But I noticed as I was going to the bins, I was hitting reissues more often than I was hitting a very cool used record that you don't see anywhere else. It's starting to take over by, you know, the reissues, which probably comes as no shock to anyone who's been digging lately. I'm sure you're finding that out on all your favorite record stores. Like, hey, why is there so many reissues here and not as many used records as there used to be? I think that's starting to become a problem with record stores. It's not just Amoeba Hollywood, it's a lot of places I go. That's what I found charming about record stores, was the cool used records that you could find there. Those used record treasures. They're still there, but they're starting to get lower in numbers, and the reissues are starting to take over the vinyl bins, and Amoeba Hollywood is taking that suit as well. I mean, it's starting to look that way there. But all right, that's my beef for my rant for the video. The first things I found in Amoeba Hollywood that I put in my basket, or my bag, as their series it goes, is the Gabriel reissues. I kind of want to count this all as one vinyl find. So I got Us, and I got the album Up. I tore the shrink off it, haven't put it in a blank sleeve yet, but these sound amazing. Well, let's get them all. Let's get all the boys up here. These sound amazing. They are probably one of the best sounding records in my collection by far. These records sound unbelievably good. They're done on a real high grade vinyl, 180 gram vinyl, 45 RPM, half speed mastering, all the impressive words. Especially this album. This album sounds great. Red Rain sounds so good on this remastered edition. Wow. As soon as the needle hit the groove, this room just came alive with high fidelity sound. I've never heard this album sound so good. I do have a stereo copy from back in the day. Does not sound as good as this one. This is a big time upgrade. These are expensive records. They're about $35 a piece. So, you know, to get all three of them that just came out recently, you're spending just over $100. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but woo, they sound good. Especially this. Oh my God. So sounds amazing remastered, and I just absolutely love it. I'm so glad I bought it. I need to listen to it more, but damn, it's good. Okay, now the problem, or the criticism that people have been saying about these lately is that some of these albums are warped. So looks pretty good, but Us and Up, yeah, they're warped, but not badly, slightly warped. But they play just fine. At least I think they do. It sounded good on my turntable. I didn't really hear any real problems with it. So yeah, but yeah, there is a little bit of slightly warped records, but fuck, it's good. It's good. It's good. These two albums here contain. These are both 2 record sets, and the last side. Side 4 or side D, however you want to look at it. Actually, no, side F on each one of these records, because they're 3 record sets. Does not contain any music. It just contains an etching, and the etching isn't really anything that great looking. And I have a problem with this now, because the Rush reissues had this too. Where the last side contains no music, it's just an etching. The Rust etchings didn't seem so bad. These aren't that great to look at. They could have put some live material on, some live recordings, some demo recordings of songs, just to fill that last side with something special, extra tracks, extra perks, if you will. It just seems like a waste to me, but that's my only complaint about these Peter Gabriel reissues. Other than that, they sound absolutely fantastic, and they're worth the money. Yeah, they're expensive as hell, but as soon as you play them, you're gonna know where that $100 went. It sounds fucking good if you buy all 3, of course. All right, next up, another new record, Soundgarden, Super Unknown. I remember when the anniversary of this album came out a couple of years ago. I did see it in my local record store, and they wanted $60 for it. I was like, God damn. Back in the day, I only paid 15 bucks for the CD. Now I'm gonna pay $60 for it on vinyl. I am a fan of this record, but not enough to pay $60 for it on vinyl, so I skipped it. Saw it in Amoeba for $30, and it's brand new. It was in the shrink wrap, and I jumped on it. Yeah, it's like, okay, half of what you're asking a couple of years ago, now I'll bite. And this was such a classic record back in the 90s. And sounds great on vinyl. I'm really, really a couple of years late to this party, but hey, I'm here. I'm here, and I'm glad I got it now. Really nice album, and it came with a book of pictures and some artwork. So really glad to have the full set here. So that was a nice addition to this. Like I said, 2 record set, and the same thing as a Gabriel, 180 gram. It doesn't play at 45 speed, of course, but still sounds freaking amazing, and I love the labels on it. It just looks so good, and sounds really, really good. This was one of my favorite CDs in the 90s, so I wasn't much of a grunge fan. I was a fan of this album and this band, and this album has a lot of my favorite songs from Soundgarden, such as My Way, Fell on Black Days, Spoon Man, Black Hole Sun, The Day I Learned to Live. You know, the hits, the songs that were played nonstop on the radio. I'm fans of those songs. And yeah, they sound just absolutely killer on this vinyl set. 2 record set. And well worth the money. I'm glad I didn't pay $60, however. Back when the anniversary pressings of this album first came out, that was too much for me. $30, I think, is my limit on certain albums. I'll go $50 for something very, very classic, like Pink Floyd or Genesis, but that Genesis record's never cost, one Genesis album never cost $50, thank God. Okay, we're listening to The Church in the background because I pulled the latest Church record from Amoeba, which is Further Deeper. This came out almost a year ago, maybe 6 months ago or so. A really good album. Kind of hard to find. I think I saw it once in the Bay Area, but I didn't pull the trigger because I was unfamiliar with any of the songs. I saw The Church in concert at the end of July in Berkeley. They sounded amazing live, and they played a few songs from this album live, and they just sounded gorgeous. I think it was Delirious, Laurel Canyon, Toy Head, and Miami were the songs they played live when I saw them, and those songs sounded great in concert. And so now I'm familiar with something on this album. So really cool. This is also a 2-record set. It sounds great, and you know, really cool inserts here with band photos of them recording the album, and a few promotional band photos as well. Really, really awesome album. I love this album. Kind of a mellow. All the songs have like a mellow, dreamy sound to them, where you could just put them on, lie in bed, tilt your head back, close your eyes, and just let the music take you on a great ride. And oh, they made a good album. They made a really good album. I like this album. I don't know if it's for everybody, but I really dig it. I really enjoyed this one to death. Especially the songs that they played live sound great. Especially the song Delirious really sounds good. The song Miami is probably my favorite on here, but I've only listened to this twice, and I think I need more listens. The more you listen, the more you catch on to what you missed the first time. There's lots going on in the soundscape. Nice wavy, echoing guitars, clean tone guitars, and a lot of background percussion noises. It was a good album, so I really enjoyed this. So The Church, Further Deeper, that was a really good find. Something I was hoping to find there, and they had it, so I was really excited about this one. From the artist Kristen Control. The album is called Excommunicate. There's also a song in here called Excommunicate. If you don't know who Kristen Control is, she was the main songwriter and the person who wrote all the music for the band the Dum Dum Girls. And apparently, because of this album being out, I guess the Dum Dum Girls are no more, which is sad because I really like that band and I have 3 of their albums on vinyl. But she decided to go on her own, gave herself a stage name Kristen Control, and put out, I don't know if you want to say a solo record, I guess solo record, even though Kristen Control's not her real name. I forgot her name. Dee Dee, I think her name is. I don't remember. But so she put out a new solo album. Let's just call it a solo album, Excommunicate, and it's a combination of pop and electronic music. Really good stuff. I've only spun this once, but I like it. And I got the Loser Edition. I don't know if you can see that. It says Loser Edition there on the hype sticker. And basically that's colored vinyl with the digital download. So, and some pretty cool pictures here on the insert. And it's pressed on solid blue vinyl. And a really good record. Really good. Like I said, combination of pop music, electronic music, and if the Dum Dum Girls were just drowning in keyboards and drum machine, it would sound like this. Basically, you can hear that Dum Dum Girl sound, but then again, she was the creator of it and wrote all the songs on this, and it's a good record. I listened to it a couple times. I like what I heard. This is some good songs on here. Show Me, White Street, Excommunicate were good songs. I still got to explore Side 2 a bit more. I only listened to Side 2 once, but I did like what I heard on this album. So like I said, she was the main songwriter for the Dum Dum Girls, and I got this little EP from the Dum Dum Girls called End of Days. I haven't popped this one open yet, so it's still sealed, and I've never heard of any of the songs that are on here. But I can't wait to dig into this. This is gonna be cool. I love the Dum Dum Girl sound. This was only $9, but there's only 5 songs on it. But I can't wait to dig into this. I've yet to be disappointed by the Dum Dum Girls. There's always something about those albums that I dig. So here we go. All right, so here's some of the used records that I pulled out of there. From InXS, Listen Like Thieves. This is the MoFi copy, Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. And I already had this album already but it was a used stereo copy. This one sounds a zillion times better. Mobile fidelity, that doesn't come as a shock. There's the gatefold. This is actually what the insert on my album looked like, and they had a different picture on the gatefold, but oh well, whatever. And they're hand numbered. This is number 835. Where are we at here? 835. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Like I said, it sounds a zillion times better. I already knew I loved this album. This is a really good album. As far as the hits, you got What You Need and Listen Like Thieves, Shine Like It Does, This Time. Those are the hits that were on this album. But the whole album is really good, and this mobile fidelity pressing sounds amazing. The song sounds so loud and powerful and well mixed. And this was definitely a big time upgrade. I got this for I think $17 or $18. It's a used copy, but it sounds wonderful and plays really, really well. So this is going to go well because I already have the MoFi pressings of their albums X and Kick. This will go well with those. So real glad you've scored that one. A bootleg. I love collecting bootlegs. I haven't recorded one, but I love collecting them. This is from the Pretenders. I think this was a radio broadcast recording record. They don't have a date of the concert, but the broadcast date was September of 1980 or 81, I believe. I think it was 80. And it's the Pretenders recorded live at the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium. And the songs on here is The Wait, Adulteress, Message of Love, Louie Louie, Talk to the Town, Birds of Paradise, Up the Neck, Bad Boys Get Spanked, Stop Your Sobbing, Private Life, Kid, Day After Day, and Higher and Higher. And it's a gatefold, but it advertises the radio show that this was broadcast on. But a really good gatefold. I mean, really good gatefold. God, what's the matter with me today? Really good bootleg. Recorded very well. Obviously, it's going to be pro recorded if it was a radio broadcast. And it sounds really good on my stereo. It's a really good mix on this. I love collecting bootlegs of the Pretenders. This is my second one. I found another one at a different store, which I'll show in another video. So that will make 3 Pretenders bootleg records in my collection, live recording bootlegs. But this one sounds great. You can hear the energy of the crowd, and it sounded like it was an awesome concert. I wish I had seen the Pretenders back then, but I was only 19 years old, so my parents wouldn't let me go to a concert that young. But this sounded like an awesome show. I wish I was there. It sounded cool as hell. Okay, a Japanese pressing of a classic early 80s pop rock record, Toto 4. This is as you can see by the strip, it says Japanese pressing. Really great album. Again, I had an old used stereo copy on vinyl that I found in the dollar bin. So that's been my copy of Toto 4 on vinyl for the last 3-4 years or so. This sounds so much better. These Japanese presses are really neat to collect, and I'm really glad that I got them. Let me see if I can get the inserts out here. The record's just the record, but here we go with all the Japanese writing. Of course, I can't read it for the life of me, but it did come with this nice sleeve of pictures, which I'm sure I'm holding upside down. Yeah, it goes this way. So really nice insert here. And I spun this record already. It does sound better than my old used copy that I bought for $1. It's better for Japanese pressings. This wasn't even an expensive record. I think it was like $12, which I thought was pretty good. What the hell, I'll show you the album. I don't know why. All it is just the red Columbia label. Nothing that grand about it, but oh, does it sound good. And of course the big songs, as we know on this record, is Rosanna and Africa. Those songs are so good. Jeff Beccaro is the drummer in this band, and him and Stuart Copeland were the two drummers that got me looking at drums in the first place. They got me interested in drummers in the first place before taking the big plunge and learning how to play. Phil Collins is responsible for that, but just to say, hey, drums look pretty cool. It was Jeff Porcaro and Stuart Copeland that got me looking at drummers and taking an interest in drummers. And well, there's a good picture of Jeff there. So just to let you know what he looked like. Guy was such a good drummer and one of my favorites. So, and this is my favorite album from Toto. It was such a good record. And I always wanted this album. I was hoping to find a real old used copy, but this is a little better. Prince Dirty Mind. This is the reissue, but it's a used copy of the brand new reissues that came out. I don't know why. When I went to the Prince section in Amoeba Hollywood trying to find some good used Prince albums, I thought that would be the place to find it. Every album in there were the new reissues since Prince passed away 4 months ago. Want to hear something interesting? I went to LA 4 months ago in April. When I checked out of the hotel, got in my car, looked at my phone before I drove away, is when I learned that Prince had passed away. I was like, wow, it was my last day in LA 4 months ago is when I learned he was gone. And that was a shocker. And I meant to go back to Amoeba to hurry up and grab some Prince records. But by the time I kind of drove by there were already a lot of like TV reporters in front of Amoeba talking to people, and I managed to park the car and kind of just walk to the entrance just to hear what was going on, and everybody was just giving their memories of Prince, because that was the day he passed away. And I saw people already walking out with Prince records, and it was only noon, or 11, like between 11 a.m. and noon. And I was like, wow, they're probably already sold out, so I didn't even bother to go in. I should have, but I just assumed all his records were gone. Okay, so I go to the Prince bin and look for albums, and they're all reissues except for this one. This was the only used Prince record they had. And they were selling this for $15, which I thought was a bargain because the brand new reissues were $27. So I saved myself some money buying a used brand new reissue of Dirty Mind. And this was one I really wanted to score, and I figured, all right, well, a used copy of the reissue will do just fine. And this sounds great on the turntable. I love the sound and the vibe of this record. I wish I had bought it back in the day when he was still around. I saw it in stores a few times and just passed to get other records. It's on the Warner Brothers label. And, I should have scored it then. God, I'm kicking myself for that, but you never... When you see these kind of records, folks, just grab them, because you never know when our stars are going to be gone, especially this year. Good God, it's been a tough year in music as far as losing the icons, losing the greats. So really glad I scored this Prince album. Really glad. All right, last one. We're going to end with a Genesis bootleg. I haven't listened to it yet because I wanted to get to all those other records first. I wasn't going to buy a Genesis bootleg because I got enough of them in my collection. There's really nothing that new to discover in a Genesis bootleg. But I had to admit, this looked interesting. I didn't have it, so what the hell? The title of this bootleg from Genesis is called Just a Pool of Tears. And basically, it's a recording from the Trick of the Tail tour. That's the only information I have on it as far as on the album cover. I don't have a venue or city where it's from, an actual date, but it's printed on transparent blue vinyl. This is a 2-record set, so record A is on blue, and record B is on green vinyl. Green vinyl. Very nice, very nice. And the reason I got it for a few songs, it has the medley. The year was 1976 for the Trick of the Tail album. That's the album they were touring. They did a medley of songs from the album Lamb Lays Down on Broadway. And in that medley, it was the song Lamb Lays Down on Broadway, and it went into Fly on a Windshield, which was instrumental. There was no vocals. And then from there it medleyed into the Carpet Crawlers, which of course Phil Collins would sing vocals on. And that was such a cool medley. I have it on CD. I don't have a vinyl copy of the medley until this. So that was one thing to want me to pick it up. Live version of the song Entangled from the Trick of the Tail album. I don't have a live recording of that on vinyl. And at the end of this, they have It and Watchers of the Skies. I do have that on a UK pressing of 3 Sides Live. So nice to have it on here too. And Happy the Man from 1972 and Twilight Alehouse from 1973. Don't have any vinyl copies of those songs, so that's what made getting this bootleg very attractive. So, you know, like I haven't spun it yet, so I don't know if it's good quality recording or shit recording. You know, you roll the dice when you do bootlegs. Some of them sound fantastic, some of them sound terrible. You roll the dice. I mean, back in the day, I was a huge fan of collecting bootlegs from Genesis and Rush and Porcupine Tree. Pro recording, audience recording, I didn't care. I just loved collecting them on CD. Don't really collect them that much on vinyl except for Genesis. I got a lot of them. And a few from Rush. So, collecting bootlegs is still fun. I just don't do it as much. That's it, folks. That's my Amoeba Hollywood finds. Such a great store, but like I said, too many reissues are making the shelves, and not seeing as many used records as before. But still a great store to visit if you're in LA. Check that place out. You'll spend about a good 2-3 hours there, and $200-300 too, like I did. That's gonna do it, folks. That was my finds. Hope everyone enjoyed this. Leave me some comments. We'll get a chat going. Shopping in that place is just a fun time. You feel like a kid again in there. It's great. Anyway, see you at the next video, folks. Take it easy.